They're nerfing Ezreal! Oh no! Hello Summoners, and welcome back to another ProGuides video. My name is Dan, and today I'll be giving you the patch preview changes list for 10.14. We just received some confirmed news from Riot Games that these are the list of champions that are being nerfed or buffed next patch. The specific changes aren't out yet, but we'll cover those in our upcoming changes video, which will be released tomorrow when all the details have been revealed. So hit that sub button to be notified of that, and stay alert because this will be a massive patch. But before we get started, make sure to join our brand new Discord and also check out ProGuides.com. There we have some really amazing coaches who can help you step up your game and get you into the next rank. We also have daily live classes from top tier instructors and courses made by your favorite pro players such as Doublelift. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on this, so click the links in the description and rank up now. Alright, now let's jump right into the preview. To start things off, let's cover the list of champion nerfs first. In patch 10.14, Volibear, Varus, Pyke mid, Wukong, Trundle, and Ezreal will all receive nerfs. So it looks like they're finally doing something about Ezreal and Varus because these two ADCs have been super dominant in pro play and solo queue. Honestly though, I was kind of enjoying Ezreal being meta because he's one of my favorite AD carries and I love his safe playstyle. However, I do have to agree with him being nerfed because he's just way too strong. Next up for Pyke mid, Riot recently stated that they want to nerf Pyke in the mid lane and keep him as a support. I'm a big fan of this change because he's pretty strong in solo queue due to his roaming potential in mid. Although they've nerfed him like 20 times for the mid lane, he still remains a really strong solo queue pick, and I'm curious what changes they have planned. Also for Trundle and Volibear, these two champions have seen a ton of play in competitive matches and nerfs were definitely needed. Trundle did receive a lot of nerfs recently, but they weren't enough to knock him out of the meta. And lastly for Wukong, he's just frustrating to go against in the top lane. His double knockup, his sustain, his mobility, his stealth, and trickery are just super tilting to play against. Overall though, this is a very solid list of nerfs for the coming patch. All these champions are OP in different levels of play, so great job to Riot. Next up, let's cover the list of buffs. In patch 10.14, Pyke support, Kha'zix mid, Kha'zix, Sejuani, Zed, Alistar, and Riven will all receive buffs. So starting off with Zed mid. Although he is quite strong in the lower elos, his effectiveness in high elo was really poor. Good players know how to beat him in champion select by picking a lot of tanks and CC heavy supports. Also, it just felt like he doesn't really do much compared to the other assassins in the game. Champs like Talon and Qiyana can do more damage than Zed's Shuriken combo with way easier abilities. Next up for Kha'zix mid, this guy really needed buffs really badly in the mid lane. Although you see him being picked in the jungle quite frequently, his mid lane performance has been really poor. For Kha'zix and Sejuani, we see these two being played in the jungle occasionally, but they're not really part of the standard meta. Sej has received a ton of buffs recently, but is still struggling to see play outside of pro play. Honestly, I'm not sure what would help bring her back into the meta, so if you guys have any opinions on this, let us know down in the comments. Lastly, for Alistar, he's definitely one of the weakest engaged supports in the game right now. Other frontline supports like Leona, Nautilus, Thresh, and Blitzcrank are outperforming him, and he did need some meaningful buffs. Maybe they'll lower his cooldowns or mana costs, who knows. Lastly, they'll be making some system changes to Ghost and Predator. So Ghost recently got buffed so that it resets on kills and the ramp-up time has been removed. For patch 10.14, Ghost is receiving another buff to its movement speed from 20 to 40% to 24 to 48%. This is a really nice buff to this summoner spell, but I don't think it'll shift the meta too much. Control mages like Orianna and Syndra and top laners like Darius have already been using Ghost, so it'll just be a nice buff for these types of champs. Also, Predator is receiving another buff in patch 10.14. The Balance team wanted to change this rune into a more lane-focused one, but they've clearly missed their mark. The only champions taking this rune are still only junglers, so it'll likely need a shorter cooldown to be effective for laners. Like we mentioned earlier guys, this is all the information that is available as of right now. However, these are the confirmed lists of champions that will receive changes in patch 10.14. We'll make sure to release our upcoming changes video tomorrow or the day after to cover every buff and nerf in detail. So smash that sub button to stay notified. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you out on the Rift.